I'm back. It's been a very long time, but I'm excited to be back. And today, we've got a new Z in the garage. It's been a very, very long time and a lot of stuff has been going on. I've been super busy. I actually had knee surgery and then Tears of the Kingdom came out and yeah, I've just been totally consumed with that. But first and foremost, hi, how you doing? It's good to see you again. It's been a long time. How you been? How's your mom? We're moving forward, man. And unfortunately, there's probably gonna be another little bit of pause. My wife and I, we've decided that this area, we love this area and it's time to maybe buy a forever home. And that's what we did. We are in the process of closing on a brand new home. It is amazing. Once upon a time was an old horse ranch. It's 10 acres of land. And most importantly, guys, the TueZday garage is like 1,000 square foot, 3-car garage, massive, massive space, 15-foot ceilings. So guess who's getting a lift? That's gonna be freaking awesome. I can't wait, man. Oh my God. And there's some other buildings on the property. Oh my God, it's exciting. But we've got a Z that's coming in. Let me stop babbling. Take this beautiful little Betty out of the garage right now. I also want to try and get to some work that I've been putting off for a long time with the RBZ. Specifically, I have had a Haltech dual wideband kit for the longest time, and I want to actually get that installed. I've got some exhaust plans, and I'll actually show you those later on today. I'm just trying to find a good shop to make the mid pipes. I'm not sure I can do it, but maybe I can. With moving, a lot of that's getting put off. But yeah, let me stop babbling. Let me get her out of here. Let me get the new car in here. And I'm excited to show it to you. It's pretty freaking nice. Yeah. 1992 Fairlady twin turbo 2+0. I wish I could say it was mine. It's not mine. I'm working on it for a guy. It's a 60K service. We're also going to look at some other issues he's got with a misfire and another coolant leak. She's mine for the day. I can't wait to get it worked out, man. I'm not going to lie. The paint's pretty nice. It's obviously been resprayed. Right-hand drive. The interior is pretty cherry. It actually smells really nice in there. It doesn't have that JDM funk. Pretty bone stock. Not much has ever been done to it. I really like the wheels it's sitting on. It's a pretty sweet car. Gonna be wrenching on it. Today it's mine. Hoping to be done tonight. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, pretty dope. First time I've ever even driven a right-hand drive Z or been in one. So that's pretty cool. Like really totally stock. Still has Hikis, still has all the things, like totally stock. It's nothing but good times from here for him, you know, and he's kind of just getting into the whole Z thing and he's excited and enthusiastic. I'm glad to be the one to kind of help him start his journey with his Z. We met at a Cars and Coffee up in Durham, like Raleigh-Durham area, probably over 500, 600 cars. It was pretty cool. It was really cool. Without any further ado, I'm gonna do everybody's favorite family pastime. I get to drain the coolant, so yeah, let me do that, get that started, and I'll be back, and maybe while that's happening, we'll start just dorking around with the RBZ a little bit. The half of the disgusting is done. Coolant's drained, radiator's out, and I'll talk about all that in a minute. I thought in the meantime, I could kind of catch you up on like what I have been doing. I talked about a lot of other things, but I have also been doing work on some cars, specifically really working on family cars, fixing up my son's car, getting that all straight and good to go, working on my wife's van, working on my daughter's Fiat. I had to get my windshield replaced on my brand new truck because I got hit by a rock on the highway and the windshield immediately spider webbed. One of the big things I did, and I think I talked about this right the last time we were together, I swapped out the front end of the Stagia. This bumper only costs about 250 bucks used, but it cost me $1,400 to ship. And right now I have this little lip on here and I don't like it. See, I removed the front license plate thing, and it's got this gap that needs to be fixed, and there's some body things that need to be done. But I shaved off the actual original lip that was on the car, and I'm gonna be mounting this and plastic welding and all that body work and stuff to the bottom of this. And when it put on there, it looks like an R34 GTR front. It's really cool looking, and I wish I could mock it up right now. That'll be another time in another video. Another thing I've been kind of focusing on with the Stagia is the sound system. All the interior speakers have been swapped out, and I actually started building sub boxes. The Rockford Fosgate amp installed. I also put this Cusco bar in here, and it's super clean, like just coming through the carpet. Super clean installation. Very happy about it. This is the template that's about to make the second one. This first one's already done, but I haven't drilled the holes for the speaker yet, but you can see it'll snug up nice and neat and clean. I'm still trying to find some good matching carpet to this, so it just has a nice continuous look, but I'm really happy with the way that's gonna turn out. Not much else has changed inside here. I haven't done the 5-speed swap yet, but I've been preparing the transmission, and the reason why I haven't done it is because you know how BC do, right? Oh, hold on, let me turn that music off. I don't want to get copyright. Do I want to go through all the things of replacing the transmission and still have the engine bay goopy and gross and, you know, with primer and needing repairs? And no, that's not how BC do, man. That transmission, especially the all-wheel drive transmission, it's really, really heavy, and it's awkward. It's like side heavy. Trying to swap that out with the car on the ground, I have safety concerns. I think once I get settled where I'm going, I'm pulling all of this out. Finally, like, make the bay amazing. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. And this space is not helpful. There's no way I can have an engine in this space too, and all the stuff I would have to take out of the engine bay. And like, I'm not putting the Z outside to have storage space. Like, that's not happening. When I get to the new place, hopefully forever home, TueZday garage, guys, things are gonna be awesome. And we're gonna finish it. Ooh, I can't say finish. My wife, she's always waiting for me to use the word finish. We are gonna get this pretty much to completion, finally get a retune on it, and make sure it's safe, and that's gonna be probably its final Pokemon form. So in the meantime, I've been wrenching on stuff like this. I actually did a 120K service on Dingo's car, and we did that together, and anything working with Dingo, there's always problems, and yep, sure enough, there were problems, things broke, and it was a nightmare, it was a mess. And speaking of things breaking, I didn't break it, but I think I found out why this guy's been pouring coolant all over and been on the verge of overheating. You see that? Yeah, it's not supposed to be like that. And you know where the other half was? Right there. It was in the hose. It was already broken. I noticed it right away. This is his daily, so he's not gonna like what I'm gonna tell him. I could JB weld it. That's not how BC do. BC says, go get yourself a Koyo and leave this car here for a while until it gets here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call him up and talk about that, but I gotta keep tearing this apart. I'm sure you guys have seen a billion service videos. I gotta stop talking so I can turn my fan and my music back on and get back in my jive and groove and all that stuff. Yeah, let's just keep moving forward. Don't say that, that's TJ Hunt thing. Let's do what BC do. All right, so I just been jamming out. No montage or nothing. I mean, it would just be a montage of sadness because it was just draining coolant and just getting disgusting. We are stripped down, belt off. Still got to pull the cam gears and back plates off, but everything else is out. No other real surprises except for a couple bad rusted stripped bolts for the lower cover. I was able to extract them, it's no problem, and I've got plenty of extras to replace all that stuff with good hardware. Yeah, we are in a good place. I'm hot and I'm sweaty, and it's just, I need to go get some drinks. I've got beverages, but not the kind of beverages I want to drink right now, so I think I'm gonna go, yeah, those beverages are for later. I'm gonna go get some Gatorades and some iced teas and some waters, and I'm gonna go get lots of liquid. I'm gonna go get all the liquids, take a stretch, clean up a little bit, keep stripping things down, and get to all the fun stuff, cleaning, putting stuff back together. Then we figure out what this misfire is, and she'll be golden grams, bro. Except for that radiator, right? Haven't heard back from him yet, so I don't know. Hopefully he's not too sad about it. Good morning, day 2. And basically yesterday I got to where everything is taken apart. Now it's just time to do the seals and put everything back together, with the exception of the radiators. A lot of back and forth yesterday, and my man's decided to do it the right way. Get an aftermarket radiator. I think he went with a Koyo, and because it's an automatic, he also had to get a transmission cooler. Unfortunately, none of that will be here by the end of the weekend. He kind of went into a little bit of a freak out mode because something I didn't know is he's actually moving from here to Texas on Friday, and I've got a business trip from Monday to Thursday night. He's going to be receiving the parts, and then hopefully Thursday night or Friday we finish this up once I get back from my trip, and then he can be on his normal schedule of moving his life. Really tight, and I'm sure it's super stressful for him. Everything's gonna work out, and he's gonna get the car the way it should be, the way it needs to be, and fully taken care of. I'm happy that we're going that direction instead of trying to like do something kind of makeshift. Bravo for, you know, making the right choice. So I appreciate that. Just gotta finish as much as I can before I go out of town and just like kind of leave it the way it needs to be. So without any further babbling, let's just get into it. Things are coming along nicely. The belt is back in. Everything's back together, torque to spec, just like it needs to be. And I just wanted to take a second to just kind of show you something I do a little extra whenever I'm doing timing belts. And I did this on my RBZ with a little bit different technique. What I usually do is I'll just put like little white marks on the back plates where those dots are. Especially I'll put a white mark on the crank, and that just makes it a little bit easier because it's kind of down there, a little bit darker. Way better visual to like make sure it's lining up on the timing mark on the belt. And then normally I'll take this plate and I'll clean it up real good, and then I'll actually add a little bit of white to those numbers, those recessed numbers and tick marks there. And at the end of the day, it just makes it easier to like do the timing when it's all said and done. It's further down. Having that just helps it really pop and stand out, and just makes it easier to like get the timing where it needs to be. And then obviously I do the tick mark on the crank pulley itself. So I'm going to continue to put everything back together here. It's going pretty smooth. I'm just jamming out and trying to stay as cool as possible. It's starting to get muggy. Chips are coming, man. We're about to get the chips. Well, alrighty then. I'm done. I'm done, all except for the radiator, which won't be here till later in the week. And I even already cleaned up the shop, man. Like that's, like, I'm done. I'm done. You know how BC do, man. Even if it's just a job for someone else, things gotta leave here BC spec, you know? Yeah, let me show you what I did. It's gonna blow his pants off, dude. I swear to God, it's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah, baby. It looks freaking great. Cleaned up these covers here, used some plastic restore, took his pipes out, cleaned them, brushed them, polished them. It just pops and blings and looks great. Even used some plastic restore on this cover, which brought out a lot of the white lettering again, which was great. He had kind of a mess going on here with the PTU, done the relocation, but then it was just kind of stashed in here, and he was like, can you fix this? And I was like, yes, I can fix this. It was ran really weird, like under the boost lines, and then actually like between these, like the TPS and all that stuff, like underneath that, and then over it, and then back here, and I don't know what was going on, but I rerouted it the way it's supposed to be, put some nice TueZday tape on it, cleaned it up, some wiring loom, everything looks nice and clean. Relocated the PTU up here in the front under the nose panel, looks really good. And yeah, everything's looking great, everything's tightened down, just ready to drop the radiator in and then fill it full of sadness. And yeah, once it's running, I still got to time it out because I did remove the cast. If I'm taking it all apart, I'm not letting a car leave here until I check the timing and make sure everything's fine. And then obviously we got to see if there really was a miss or not. All the rest of that is for a later time because I got to go out of town. By the time those parts arrive, I'll be back. And yeah, we'll crank on this again in about 4 days.
The following Thursday,
we are back working on the Z. He's supposed to pick it up either tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow morning it gets put on a trailer to actually haul it to where he's moving. I did take off the bumper at his request, and honestly by my recommendation, because he is using a U-Haul trailer, and Z's and U-Haul trailers, especially ones that have been a little bit lowered, they don't really get along very well. In the meantime, last night he came by, dropped off the new coil radiator, transmission cooler, all the hardware, brand new radiator hoses. Get that all mounted, get it put in, fill it up for coolant, get rid of all the burpy bubbles, and yeah, then fire it up and check the timing. We are at the point where everything's back together, and quite frankly, these boost lines were an extreme pain in the butt, man. Started everything up, went ahead and got all my timing light stuff in place. I always put in a dummy what's the word?
Spark plug cord, cable, wire, spark plug wire. A dummy spark plug wire off of number 1,
and it just gives a better signal than the loop wire that they provide. Sure enough, it really sounded like it had a miss again, just like it did when I pulled it into the garage. Did a power balance test, and guess what? This cylinder is dead. Number 4 cylinder is dead. I even swapped out the coils, no difference. I pulled the coil out and it was getting sparks, so it's not the coil. So I pulled off the injector connector. Yeah, can you see how green that is? It was really bad down in the injector. It's really bad here. I went ahead and took a needle file, tried to clean it all up. And I was like, you know what? Let me actually check the resistance on this guy. If you're a Z guy, you know that injectors are supposed to be around 12.3 ohms. This injector is at like 45.5 ohms. So this injector's dead. Like, it's dead. That would explain this that's happening back here, and who knows how long it's been happening. Yeah, I hope he hasn't been driving around like that since he bought the car and just thinking maybe that was the sound of his exhaust and it was normal. I don't have time to change your injector, so limp this thing along. And if there's any of you guys, like Z guys that know what you're doing and you live in Houston, let me know and I can help connect you with this guy. Yeah, that sucks. I hate having cars leave my garage with problems, but this is one of those problems I can't fix, and because we're out of time. It is what it is. So I'm gonna put it back together. I'm gonna at least go through the process of burping the bubbles as best as I can, set the timing as best as I can based on 5 cylinders. Don't know what that's gonna look like. It'll be enough to get him on the trailer, and I already told him, dude, please, for the love of baby Jesus, in a tuxedo, don't drive this car daily until it's fixed. All right, everything's back together. Everything is funky, fresh, and fly. Again, timed it to 15 degrees, even though it's missing a cylinder, but really the best I can do. Already talked to the owner. He's, obviously disappointed, but super happy he doesn't have any coolant leaks and no overheating. He's actually gonna drive up straight up with his U-Haul, and we're gonna put it straight on the trailer. And yeah, it is what it is.
Thousands of tears later.
So as you can see, I am disgustingly sweaty and disgustingly hot right as he showed up with his truck, and we were just backing into the driveway. A massive semi full of shingles and roofing materials showed up and parked right in front of my house, because that's happening. That's obviously gonna be going on all day. That's not gonna make for a great video inside the garage, listening to the hammer of nails. And also, I feel freaking disgusting. We just did it on the street, man. I did everything I could do to finagle the trailer, lift it up in the front, put some extra blocks in the back, try to flatten it out as much as I could. She went on pretty smooth. I think she actually caught the rear flanges here at the H-pipe. I think it just caught the trailer just for a split second. Totally secure. Job well done, everything's fine. He's just putting last minute things inside, and then him and his lovely wife and their beautiful cat are headed to Texas. A lot of fun working on this car. Again, first right-hand drive. Didn't get to really enjoy it because, like I said, I kind of wanted to open it up a little bit because, PC got a test drive, make sure, you're giving a quality product back to somebody. But with it missing a cylinder, it's not my place to drive it any more than it needs to be. My man's.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks for the opportunity of letting me work on your car. I really appreciate it. Safe travels to you and to your family as you head to where you're going. Everything that you came here, everything that you showed up with, all those problems you did have, minus the injector, those have all been fixed, totally repaired. This car's like freaking good as new. I need water and I need chips, and I'm probably gonna go get tea or something too. Bye. All right. I know I said I was gonna work on the RBZ today, but I'm not gonna work on it. It's the day before the 4th. I wanna get this video out to you, and quite frankly, today I had to deal with my attic flooding. Messed up ceiling, just not good times. So I'm hanging out in the room with Lily. Haven't seen her in a long time. She's playing Tears of the Kingdom. She's just getting into it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it quits, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about why I'm doing the dual wideband control. And I think it would really be best if it was just like its own separate video, because it is one piece of a greater project. Exhaust 3.0 is coming, and it's going to be amazing. And I was totally inspired by something I saw on Instagram. But before I show you that, I ordered this quite some time ago. It is a B&B exhaust, Billy Boat, if you don't know. Oh my goodness. Bro, 4.5 dual tips, 3-inch exhaust. There's resonators in this piece. The X pipes back there, no resonators. The only thing we gotta get made to accomplish my goal is some custom mid pipes. Why do I need dual wideband? I saw this post and I don't know how long ago I saved this, but if you look really close, 2 distinctly separate exhausts all the way from the turbo. In our case, it's going to basically be the same thing, only it will come to the X pipe and then it will split out into dual exhausts for the Z. This is the piece that I need to get done, or maybe even do myself, I'm not sure. And that's why I need the dual wideband control, because right now it's a 2-to-1 back to 2, and a single wideband works just fine because it's a consolidated output. But once we switch to 2 separate exhausts, it'd be better to understand what each bank is kind of putting out, and really it'll just be better for tuning in general. This stuff has been up here for so long, and just with my knee surgery and all that other stuff that was going on, like I'm just not really moving forward as quickly as I want to. In the next 10 days, like, I will close on my new house. We will be moving into that. In October, I'm actually having a partial knee replacement. So I'm gonna try and use September to my advantage once I'm totally moved in, to try and do some serious work on the Z. And then in October, man, I'm gonna be incapacitated for a little bit of time. I went too hard in my 30s, man. I went too hard. Anywho, without any further ado, man, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna call it a video. We're gonna close this out. But yeah, that's the destination, man. That is the final destination for the RBZ. It's gonna be sick, and I'm so excited. I think it's best we just make it its own video. Man, have a great 4th of July if you're from America. If not, just have a great weekend. I hope you're well. I'll see you soon. Ciao tutti and aloha. Bye-bye.